There we go. So the idea is that I'm going to be doing these sessions once a month completely free. So even though the presentation at the beginning for 10, 15 minutes is going to be the same, if I can manage to do it in 15 minutes, even though that bit's going to be the same, the idea is that people can keep joining every single month so that no matter what stage you are at finding funding, you can come and ask questions. So like, say you're applying, you could do it on the call with me and we can make sure we do it together so you get access. And then maybe you've already applied, you've waited 12 weeks and you've got your grant, and then it'll be like, okay, this is what you need to do next. And then maybe you've got your support worker, but you need to submit your, because you submit invoices and stuff, so maybe you need to do that bit, so I can show you how to do that. So like every step of the way, we've got some kind of support. Like Marie, being on in the membership co-working, she said she'll probably join as soon as she's ready to start doing a business plan, then she can ask questions specific to that. Well, she could do it in our group coaching, to be fair, but yes, she's going to join for that and ask about the financial forecast stuff and help with that. So it's just good to get that help, isn't it? But for me to do it in one session rather than answering all these different messages. And I keep getting comments on my posts, and I'm like, oh, please just come. I feel like saying, please just come to the call, because I can sit and explain. But if every, like 75 people, when I last checked, watched back the first YouTube video, so that, and they're probably more since. So that's a lot for me to answer. So I'll get started because I know there's issues with Zoom again. So I'm actually going to tweak it for the next session so that it improves people getting access. It's driving me insane. So I do apologise for anyone who's watching it on replay that couldn't join the Zoom. I will get it fixed. It's kicking me in the bum at the minute, if I'm completely honest. But here we are, business funding support session. We're going to move your business forward by getting access to some funding and then spending it in a way that is going to provide growth. My daughter's just outside. Hear any noises? It's my daughter and the dog. I just asked my husband to come check on the dog because she's breathing a bit funny. So if you have a business idea but lack the funds to actually get it started for whatever reason, you want to boost your business, make it grow, and your business knowledge, but don't have access to training and support, and you want a business coach or mentor to guide you to move your business forward, then you're in the right place, because these types of funding, and there's a couple that I share, but these types of funding can help with all of those things. So it's going to help you get ready to access to free money that you can invest into your business, and you don't have to pay it back. It's going to move you forward with the plans that have been held back by lack of funding, and you can work with a business coach or mentor, VA, or support worker to manage the biggest challenges for your business. I'm just going to tell my husband what's up. She's breathing a bit funny, Dan. So there we go. So why I can help you? I can help because I've been awarded over £32,000 to invest into my own business, evidenced there on the video, on the picture. And I have a business enterprise qualification to help you create a business plan and a financial forecast. I've done them many times myself. I still do them, and I can help you with them for getting access to your grant. And I've spent time researching and applying for grants so that you don't have to. I'm going to cut the corners and help you get there faster. So I'm going to start with some opportunities for funding. So the first one is the Prince's Trust Enterprise, and I've actually had this one myself. When I first started, I got this one 6 years ago when I had my second child. But it is only available if you're aged under 30, so 16 to 30, and you're a UK resident. You've got to be studying less than 14 hours a week, unemployed, or working less than 16 hours a week. But I will say though, when I did it, I was self-employed and working 16 hours a week, more than that. But because my business wasn't in profit, I was still able to go and do the enterprise course, get my business qualification, go to what you call panel, where you present your business, and then you get the funds. So it's actually increased. When I did it, I got £150, and I just spent it on some stock for my keepsake business, but it's now £175 to £250. I know it's not a lot, but it can still help you with something. It might buy you one training course, it might buy you some stock, and it might just buy you something that's going to help you move your business forward. And I'll share some tips and advice on what to use as well when you're investing. And then there's, oh yeah, go give the doggy their doggy bacon, then go on. The business boost is a grant as well. It's actually a competition and you can win £25,000. So it's every year and it opens on the 15th of June. I'll keep talking about this, but I'm sure it closes soon. I'm sure I got an email about it and it closes soon. I've applied for this. Fingers crossed I get it. So it's you win £25,000. Your turnover must be below £500,000 per year. And you can apply at Simply Business /business boost. So you literally just put in some details of what you would use the money for, why you should think you should get it, and apply. It's just like a short application process, really easy to do. The one thing is though, is I would say think about it when you apply. Think about what your mission could be and how you could be the one that's chosen to get access to these funds, because they are going to support businesses that are making a difference from what I've seen. So I've not actually applied for my business. I've actually applied for a charity that I want to set up. So yeah, I'll let you get curious about what that is. And then grant searching. So this is a game changer, and I'd recommend putting a task in your diary to do this every month, to do a grant search. And this is a government website with government funded grants online. There is also loans and things like that, and you can filter through the different options, but I would never advocate getting a business loan unless you're actually able to. But you can search online at gov.co.uk, no, it's gov.uk even, /business finance support, as it says on screen. But you can literally find it on searching online. And it's basically like, I kind of compare it to a job search website, but instead of finding a job, you find the right grant for you. So there's different ones, different categories for different types of business, and you can actually use a, what's it called, like a filter out process. So you can decide, you can click the ones that fit your business basically. So it's really, really good to go and use that as a tool on a regular basis and do a grant search. So I definitely add it to your task list. You know, like once a month, I hope you keep on top of doing your bookkeeping. I do it once a month, so also once a month, do a grant search. So let's talk about the big one, the one that I got the most money from, which was Access to Work. And it's the one that's actually brought everybody to these sessions every month, because you can get support and funding for your business if you have a disability or health condition. So I'm going to kind of just go through it. There's a lot of information on here, but you can see a lot of it on the Access to Work government page as well. Definitely read through it all, but I want to spend more time answering your questions rather than just reading through everything. So it's a government funded grant to help you stay in work or get in work if you have a physical or mental health condition or disability. And it depends on your needs, what access to support that you can get. So it helps pay for things like BSL interpreters, lip speakers, note takers, adaptations to vehicles, so you can get to work, taxi fares to get to work, or you can get a support worker, and support workers or job coaches to help you in your workplace. So if you were looking for a business coach, for example, hello, I could be your support worker. And it might not be me that you want to come and invest in, but there may be other coaches that would support you and that you could work with. There's a lady here on the picture, Mandy Nicholson. She accepts Access to Work as well, and she's actually my business mentor at the moment. And it can include working from home if you work from home some or all of the time. Doesn't matter how much you earn in your business or employment, because you can get it for employment as well. And if you get an Access to Work grant, you don't have to pay it back and it won't affect your benefits. And I know loads of people ask about that, so you don't have to worry about that. It does mean though that you might have to pay some costs up front and then you claim it back later. So what this means is, for example, I do a one-to-one session with Mandy. She invoices me and I claim it back and pay her. So that's how that works. But you can get support to manage your mental health at work as well, which might include tailored plans to help you get to or stay in work or get some work. One-to-one sessions with a mental health professional as well. And to access it, you just check you're eligible and apply online. If you're not eligible, you just won't be accepted. So it is worth applying. So let's talk about the eligibility, because this is a big grey area for people. I believe a lot of people are entitled, but they don't realise and see it. So you're eligible to get a grant to pay for practical support with your work, managing your mental health at work, have physical or mental health conditions or disabilities that you may need aids for to get to your job or aid you at work. You have to be 16 or over, be in paid work or about to start or return to paid work in the next 12 weeks. So I'm gonna open up about a message that I had yesterday. Pretty awful, to be honest, pretty threatening. From a woman who'd seen that I'm talking about this, and she told me I was giving people the wrong information and that you can't apply if you're not in paid work. I never said that you can. Basically, you do have to be in paid work or about to start. It doesn't mean your business has to be making money. And all the information, just a disclaimer, all the information that I share is from the government itself and is from my own experience with getting access to work. So just thought I'd add that disclaimer in because I did get a very angry message yesterday, and I'm like, oh, okay. I think someone obviously got the knickers in a twist about it for some reason or another. Even though I do believe she did qualify, but hey. But you have to live and work in England, Scotland, or Wales, and there's a different system in Northern Ireland. So the actual eligibility and conditions. So it's disability, illness, or health conditions that you might need support to do your job. So physical disability, learning disability, developmental conditions such as autism, ADHD, dyslexia, and learning difficulties, illnesses like diabetes or epilepsy, a temporary condition like a broken leg, or a mental health condition, for example, anxiety or depression. You do not have to be diagnosed with a condition to apply for this mental health support. So I'm going to tell you a bit about how I'm eligible and how I applied. So when I applied, I stated that in fact, I've applied 3 times, rejected twice, didn't hear anything, and the third time I was successful. The difference was the third time I made it all about me. The previous 2 times, I believe the information wasn't correct and not enough about me. I mentioned my problem situation and my husband, but they're supporting me, not them. So it does need to be about you. That's my biggest bit of advice, because a lot of people are like, well, I've got children who are neurodiverse, blah, 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 blah. Yes, me too. But it's not about them. It's about you and your business and not the external things around you, even though they do present their challenges. So I put on mine that I have anxiety and depression. I take medication for this on a daily basis, and that I have suspected ADHD. I didn't even say that I was diagnosed. I just said suspected. And then it asks how this affects your work. So I put lack of focus, know how to run a business basically, but I need support to keep focus on the business, which is not a lie, it's true. If anyone's seen my journey from the beginning, Lisa's probably sat there going, yes. I have struggled with focus because of, I guess it's the creative brain, and it explains a lot. I do believe I've got ADHD, which explains a lot of the lack of focus and direction. So I wanted specific support with that, which I've now got. So basically I put that in and I got accepted. So if you're applying for it, your paid work can include full or part-time, and it includes employment, self-employment, apprenticeship, work trial or experience, internship, work placement, but you can't get it for voluntary work. And it doesn't matter how much you earn or have in savings, and you can get it at the same time as most benefits, as long as you work more than 1 hour a week. So if your business is not in profit yet, don't panic. So how to access it? You apply online at this website here. So if you're not able to watch, it's www.gov.uk/access-to-work. Well, I said that wrong. Access, is it, what are they called? Hyphen and whatever, like the slash thing, /work/apply. Put it in and it'll come up in Google. Once you've applied, you wait 12 to 14 weeks for your phone interview. This is it where they call you, ask you some questions and find out what help you need to get access to, and then they will give you your claim, they'll give you your grant, and they'll send your award letter in the post. So loads of people say, how do you know what to ask? I didn't ask for anything, I just told them what I wanted support with. I wanted support with focus and guidance to stay on track with the business and to basically turn over more profit, and I wanted a support worker for this. So they awarded me £21 an hour for 10 hours a week of funding. And then I got my letter in the post, my award letter came, and I could then access it. If you have a turnover of £6,500 or more in the tax year, you can get access right away. So that was me. So I had to have my most recent tax return done and send that over to prove, obviously, that was a legit business, because I'm assuming you've got to be registered with HMRC as self-employed to get access to this. So I have sent over my tax return and I got approved straight away, and then I got my reward. Whereas if you don't have that, which some businesses don't in the very beginning, maybe you've not turned over a profit at all, do not panic, because you can still get support. If you don't, you can submit a business plan and a financial forecast. And again, don't panic about that, because I can help you with that as well. So once you've submitted your plans and you've got your award, you can then send your application form for the funding claim. So this is like your details and how you get paid. And then you find your support and equipment and create invoices for your claim. So obviously I found my business coach and mentor, I found my VA. They've created some invoices, we decided the work that we're going to do together, and then we submit these to be awarded the funds to pay for the support. So I'm at this point now. I've started, I've had 5 sessions with my support worker, my business coach and mentor, and my VA is starting anytime now. I'm waiting to hear back from her. She's starting anytime now. I enrolled yesterday, which is amazing. And then you can enjoy seeing your business move forward just like you deserve it to. So I said I could help. So I have got some free business planning templates, and I have these available as a business plan template and financial forecast document that you can fill in and submit for your grant application. So you don't need to do this until after you've got your award. So you just apply first of all, and then you've got 12 weeks. So my recommendation would be, if you know that you don't earn 6,500 in a year from your business, and that's turnover, not profit, then start doing your business plan once you've submitted. So then when they come and call you and you have that phone interview, you can send them those documents and you're ready to go, and you have quicker access to the funding. So if you scan this QR code, I think it's the right link. Let me just double check, because of the mishaps I've had recently have been horrendous. Yes, it is. This code, this QR code will give you access to, can't even get into my phone now to see it. It will give you access to a business plan template. So it's a business plan, and then right at the end of the template, I'll show you on my mobile, so it's like a template to fill in. Right at the end, on the very last one, you've got a button that you can click on with a link behind it to access the financial forecast template. Those are completely free. Go and access them completely free. But I know that people who are neurodiverse, have learning difficulties, or any other challenges might actually struggle with filling in a business plan template. So what I've done is I've created a funding support pack. So you get both templates, but you also get a guide with it, so that you can, so it has step by step how you can fill in that business plan, explaining everything, because I know that people look at it and think, oh, elevator pitch, what do I put for that? So it explains every little step on the business plan. There's also a video that talks you through it. And then there's a financial forecast template and guide as well, and video as well. So you've got a guide and a video in addition to the template. What I am going to add is there's actually the links in there to apply for funding, all the links, but I'm also going to add some more documents to support you with the access to work application specifically, because I know that's more challenging, so that you're supported every step of the way. So it's all in one place for only £5. And a really good question that was asked this week was, if you've already bought this funding support pack, how do you get access to the future editions that are put in the pack? Simply put, basically, you're in an email list, and if I add anything else into it, I'll send you an email with anything new that's been added at no extra cost. So when I have the access to work documents in there, you'll be able to access those and see those as well. And breathe. So, how can I help? I accept access to work funding with me as your business coach and mentor, and I have it, and you can have it funded for you. And here are the 3 options that you can use your funding with if you decide that you want me to be your support worker. I offer one-to-one support. This is very limited because I only have 3 one-to-one clients at a time. And that can be bespoke to you. So it can be weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, totally dependent on when you need the support, or I could do ad hoc one-to-one strategy sessions as well as needed. So I offer that one-to-one support. I have my mastermind, which is what I call my all-in experience, because we have planning sessions this is basically me in your pocket, but you have planning sessions every month as a group. Strategy sessions every month as a group. We do content creation sessions every month. No, planning is the strategy one. Planning session, content creation sessions. We have connection sessions every 3 months, so you can network with other people in the group. And every single week you have coaching for accountability and mentoring in a group session. You also get 2 one-to-one sessions as a bonus. You get access to all of my trainings, so you can learn everything. You get a mindset coach, you get a copywriter, and you get a personalised support group as well. And I also audit your plans, your social media, your copy, your content, all of that stuff. There's loads in this. There's absolutely loads in this. You also get audited with one-to-one support. And then I've got a group coaching program. However, the group coaching program opens in October and closes in December because we start in January and we work together for a year. So there is that as well. Whereas the mastermind you can access every 3 months currently, but the group coaching is once per year, opens in October, closes in December because we work together for a whole 12 months. And this is also limited, but you get me every month, strategy sessions, coaching, Q&As, trainings, pretty much all of our trainings in there as well. So 3 really great ways, but all different ways to it would be to get help for your business. So if you want to talk about any of the ways that I can help you with your business, then you can book a free clarity call to discover the best opportunity for you and ask all your questions, and I'll be happy to discuss that. No obligation to do anything, just a 15-minute chat and see what's right for you. Does anyone have any questions about anything that I've talked about today? Feel free to unmute. Do you help filling in access to work applications? Right, I can, but it's like if I helped everybody for free, I'd have no time for my own business, if I'm completely honest. So I can, but I'd say come to these sessions to get help filling in the application. Tell you what I will do though. If anyone's got any questions, ask away. I'm just going to, if I can just get to it, I'm going to get you open the access to work government page. Okay. We've got time, so I'll take you through it. Because I didn't do it on last session. So go back to screen sharing. So this is the government webpage. So access to work /apply. And you literally, it tells you all the information and what you need, and you can apply online. So I'm just going to take you through this. So I'm assuming you're not a civil servant. So first question. What are your conditions or disabilities? The more you put in these boxes, the better. Be really, really clear about it. So obviously, I put mental health, anxiety, and depression, suspected ADHD. Continue. Do you want some help to get to work? No, I can get to work okay because I can work from home. But obviously, for you, it might be different. Does your condition make it harder for you to do your job? I highly recommend that you tick yes. And the reason I recommend this is because it allows you to give more information. Explain how it is harder for your condition to do your job. Because if you say no, they're not going to believe that you need any help. They're not going to give you any funding. I wouldn't if you told me it doesn't make your job harder. So give as much information in this box as possible. So I said about lack of focus, staying on track. Maybe it could be managing finances. I'm really bad at typing. Imagine I've put a big spiel about how I struggle. Do you do anything to get around these problems at the moment? I put yes, and I told them what I do. I have medication, do mindfulness work, and that's pretty much what I put. I have worked with coaches before though, but I just tell them what I am currently doing to help. Do you know what you need to help with this? Again, I'd recommend that you click yes, because again, you can give more information. So this could be where you say the kind of thing that you would like support with. So I need a support worker to help focus, help with direction, stay on plan, create a plan, or whatever. I'm really bad at typing, I do apologise. So this section is the most important section. The rest of it, but hit continue, is just ticking boxes. Okay. And it's literally it. So that is how the application looks, and that would be my best advice for filling it in. Let me just check the questions. I meant as a paid service. Yeah, Claire, it would literally, right, okay, I'm going to do an offer now for this. So I had a lady, nothing to do with access to work, previous client of mine last week, wanted help with just one question, but she knows what I'm like. You ask me one question and she actually says you get about 3 pages worth of notes, and it's true. So she came to me and said, Danny, I don't need to work with you right now, but I do need support with one question. So she said, do you have a service where I can do that? And I don't. So I said to her, well, I wouldn't know what to charge. So I said, I actually asked her how much she'd pay for that, and she said she'd have paid 25 quid. So she pinged me over 25 quid, and we had this like back and forth WhatsApp chat basically in about 10-15 minutes. It was actually 15 minutes where I gave her a whole spiel and answered a question, and she's gone away and done it. So if you wanted to, I'd be happy to do £25, 15 minutes together, and we can go through it just to make sure that you actually get accepted. I don't mind doing that. I'd love to help for free if I'm completely honest, but you can come on these calls for free. I'd take all the freebies you can so they've got more money for you and you miss it. I'm not going to lie, I would. I heard you have to give 3 quotes of support and say what you need. Is that not right? Well, I didn't do that, so I don't know. I don't know who's told you that. I didn't have to give quotes for anything. Obviously, I can only share from my experience, but the way it went for me is on the phone, she asked me what I filled that in as I've just shown you, but then on my phone interview, she asked me what kind of support that I'd need. So I said that I'd love a support worker to help me stay focused. I said I'd like a VA, but she told me I couldn't get a VA. I kind of got a VA. But then she offered. So yes, they decide on an hourly wage. So they gave me £21 for 10 hours a week, which at first I was like, oh, that's not a lot. But then I just said yeah, because it's money in it. So whatever, it's yeah, I said yeah. And then I went and spoke to Mandy about it, and I said they're only offering me £21. But what it is basically 10 hours a week I get support wise. 4 hours goes to my VA, the rest goes to my mentor, which is Mandy. So how it works is I actually only spend an hour every 2 weeks with her, but I still use up that funding, if that makes sense. So she invoices me for the hours, and I use what I need, and I get access to the support. Because obviously her hourly rate is a lot more than £21, and rightly so, because what she's done for me already, definitely worth more than £21 an hour. How long does it take for them to pay? Oh yeah, I didn't say that bit. Good question. So there's 2 ways to do your claims. On paper, and you send it off in the post, which can take 8 weeks for the first claim, and then you're kind of on an 8-week run on. But there's now an online portal, so you have to fill in the first bit of paperwork, which is all the details for getting paid and your personal details, and then your actual claims. So I do it online now, and the online portal is around 14 days, so it's a lot better than waiting 8 weeks. So it takes them about 5 days to process the claim. No, 10 days to process the claim, 5 days to process the funds and the payments. It's really fast once you do the first one. So I do it online now, and it's about 2 weeks, unless there's any issues. And they are really good. If there's any issues, they ring you up and sort it out straight away. I got called from them because there was an issue, because I put 2 different bank details in. So she's like, what's going on here? So I got one payment, and then she rang me and says, you put different details in. I'd accidentally put my personal account. And I went, no, don't pay my personal account. I need my business account. So she checked it over with me. And by the time I got off the call, I think it was about 10 minutes and the payment came through. That's how good it is. And they really, really are good. So it's about 8 weeks for the first one if you're doing it on paper, and then about 2 weeks. If you can't afford, because everybody's in the same situation, they can't afford the money up front. And rightly so, because it's a lot of money up front depending on what you're paying for. I mean, some people can, it does depend what you're paying for. But what you can do is you can get a pro forma invoice. So that means that, say for example, you were working with me, I'd create you an invoice, and then you'd submit that, they'd give you the money, and then you'd pay me. That's how I do it with Mandy. But with my VA, I've not used any hours yet. I've been banking the hours, so I'm owed hours basically from her. Oh God, my throat's going now. Can they pay a lump sum for like a yearly thing or not? No. So, like you said, you get a certain hourly rate, and you actually get so many hours a week. So for mine, it's my claim 10. My grant, even I keep saying claim, my grant is 10 hours. And so basically, 10 hours a week I get. So every month I can claim 40 hours. So what you do is you just claim for those hours, and they pay you that as you claim for it. So mine is like 800 and it's just short of £900 for mine. I can't remember exactly. It's just short of £900 a month is mine, but I don't get it in a lump sum. I get it per claim that I submit. So, for example, I submit the VA's invoices, which are £83 every time for now, and then I submit Mandy's invoices, which are £504 every time. Just for those first questions, really happy to fit. Oh, bless you, Claire. Can I double check what you said about using the funding for 2 people? Are they okay with that? And do you said, yeah. So like, obviously I've got the support worker, which is business coach and mentor, and then I've got the VA. So I send the 2 different separate invoices. But even though they say you can't have a VA, you can. She just puts on the VA invoice, she just puts virtual support. The actual invoice is a VA invoice. It says that she's a VA all over it, but she just puts virtual support, 4 hours a week, but 4 hours, the dates, and then the amount, and then I just submit that. And that money comes back. So, and then I get it and pay her. But yeah, you can have as many support workers as you want, because the thing is, in business, it's more than one thing in it. You want people based on their expertise. So, like for example, I'll share what my plan is. I'm doing even though I don't need to do a business plan and financial forecast, I am doing one because I love planning for size, so it's fun for me, but I don't like the numbers, and I don't particularly like doing a financial forecast, but I do them every year because it's good to see kind of a map of where you're taking your business and where you're spending the money. So for example, for me, I'm going to change my support workers. So at the moment I've got Mandy and Sharon, who are my VA and my support worker as a business coach, but Mandy will finish in December. I'll still keep the VA going, but then I'm going to take on a copywriter and an ads manager to help me set up and work on together those aspects of the business. So they will become my support workers for writing copy and for ads, so I can start using ads for my marketing as well. So I'd then have 3 support workers, because different expertise that you might need help with. We just catch up with questions. And what does a VA do? A VA does whatever you want them to do. So loads of people have them for different things. Mine, she's going to do some lead generation, engagement, and things like that. When I say engagement, it doesn't mean that people are not talking to me. You are talking to me. She does the external stuff, like in groups and things, where the link slinging, spammy stuff. That's what she's going to do for me. Not going to lie, it's what she's going to do. Because I prefer people to talk to me. So she's going to do that for me. But there's another VA that I'm looking at for next year who will do my website. So, like I say, I'm working with Fiona to work on my copy. So when all that's done, it might be that I need to adjust my web pages and things like that. I might have new sales pages that I create. And I love doing it, but I hate the tech. I can do the tech, but it just pees me off. So I'm going to hire her and spend like £100 or whatever she charges to do a page, and she will build the page. So basically, a VA, you can outsource any work that you don't want to do for someone else who can do it. And lots of VAs have different expertise as well, which is why I'm going with a different VA for this particular service, because Carly knows the system that I use, Kartra, inside and out. So I'd rather pay someone that knows it. She's going to get the job done like that. So it's going to cost me less and it's going to be more efficient. So you can have support, but not an assistant. You can have an assistant, but it is about using the right words. So it isn't it's really complicated, this bit. So they told me you can have someone work alongside you and with you, but not for you. Technically, Sharon does work for me, but also alongside me. So you do have to be careful with the words, like you say, for the government. But you can hire someone as an assistant. So some people have support workers that actually sit with them and work with them. So you can do that as well, which is really good. I love that idea. We do that in my membership. We have co-working sessions. We had it this morning. We literally talked through the whole. Well, I say we, Lisa and Marie, probably thinking you talked through the whole thing. I did talk through the whole thing, but we sit and work and talk, and it's nice. Did you say you claimed for virtual support before you got the VA in place? No, I paid, and then she owes me hours basically. So I knew who I was hiring because you'd need to submit the invoices, and that person has, because I use the online portal, they have to sign and accept the claim and say, yes, I'm doing this work. So it's all official sort of thing. So I submitted the claim, got the money, and she's been paid from me 3 times, I think. So she owes me 12 hours, I think. I've got a sheet, I've organised it all. I do know if I look at that sheet. So if they are called support workers, you can put them through. Yeah, support workers, virtual support, those are the 2 terms that I know work. I use them and they go through all the time. How do you find your VA? Oh, there's loads about. I can recommend mine, even though I really don't want her because I don't want. She's already really busy, and I said to her yesterday on the phone, "I want more hours from you in future. What we're gonna do?" So she's called Sharon Hadley, and she's amazing. But she's amazing for me because she's learned business from me. I was her. Well, she's still in my membership, but I've been her business coach for years now. She's been with me on this journey since I started. So she knows how I do business, so she's perfect for me. But she's lovely, she's friendly, she's into spiritual stuff, she does crystals, she's amazing. So Sharon Hadley. But another one, there's a few I can recommend. Another one, Carly Murphy. She does more like the branding stuff, so like websites and graphics, things like that. She could support you. There is also Sarah. Is it Sarah's last name? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. There's a lady called Sarah, and I can't remember her last name, but she's an amazing VA, and she's more like the tech stuff, and she has a full team of VAs as well, so she's amazing. Can't remember her name, but if you want to know who she is, pop me a message and I'll find her for you. So that's why they like the word support. Yeah, someone sit with me and poke me when this is it, because lots of people who have ADHD, they need someone sat at the side of them going, no, Danny, you're supposed to be doing this, not procrastinating and crafting a basket for your daughter's bedroom, which is a real life story that I do. Like, I know I'm super organised, yeah, but I'm going to be honest. I do go and do crafty projects and I do procrastinate, and I have, I think I might have PDA, pathological demand avoidance. I definitely do. Like housework, I don't do it. I avoid it. And I thought I was lazy, and I'm starting to realise maybe I'm not lazy. It's a good thing. It's a good thing actually. I'm not lazy because I'm just avoiding it by working instead. But yeah. So someone can, yeah, they can literally get someone to sit with you so you don't get distracted. What happens if you don't claim 10 hours that week? Do you lose the funding? No. So basically, every time I put a claim in, it's got the amount of funding that I've got, the 32,850, and then it tells me what's left. So if I don't claim the full 10 hours, it still sits in the pot. I've got 3 years to use up that funding. So it just sits in the pot. So it tells you how much you've got left as well, which is really cool. And I love that kind of level of organisation. Can you send the VA details? Absolutely. Do you want me to send you them all? I'll get you them while on the call because I'm forgetful. I'll send you them. So let's go get you. Could you use 20 next week? And do you know what? I've never done it, but what I'll do is I'll find out for you, Claire, and I'll let you know about that one. So we've got Sharon. I'm just grabbing her. Oh, why do you not? I always forget it's different on desktop. You could have unmuted guys too if you want. I'm gonna put the links in the chat for you. So we've got Sharon. And if you're watching us on replay, I'll put their links on the video for you as well. Oh, it keeps reverting back to just sending Claire a message. We've got Carly. There's Carly, and let me go and find Sarah. I know a lot of Sarahs though. That's the only issue. So it's finding the right Sarah. Where is she? I'm gonna have to go to my friends list, I think. friend, your friend. Sarah. It's really bothering me that I can't remember Sarah's last name. Sarah, the Sarah I'm talking about, was actually had access to work funding herself and was the first person that I heard it from years ago. But I didn't believe at the time. I probably wasn't. Oh, I can't find her. I probably spelled the name wrong. Where's she gone? Oh, there she is. Because I think Sarah has ADHD. There we go. And that's Sarah Roddis. She's amazing. Just get your VA to charge each week and bank the hours you don't use for later. Well, yeah. Why not? You could do. Yes, you can add dyslexia to the list as well. Throw it all in. Any conditions that make it challenging for you and your business, put it all in there because it's just gonna help. And I'm always saying as well that so I did it with my sister-in-law the other week, and I said to her, wait 3 months because obviously a 12-week period to see if you get accepted. And if you haven't been accepted, then do it again. Just do it again, tweak it based on my advice and do it again. And maybe come to the session and do it together. Just drop in the link. But if you're, for those that are live, but if you're watching on replay, I will put it in the video. This is a link to my webpage all about the funding, and you can get the support on there. Do they tell you if you don't get accepted? No, I didn't hear anything, so I just thought I didn't get it. But if you do get accepted, you'll get. So when you apply, it asks how you want to be contacted. So you tick phone or email. I ticked email because I'm terrible at answering my phone. Because it's always muted. So I ticked that. They left me an email, and then and they asked for my phone number, and then I gave them my phone number, and then they called me and we did the interview. But if you tick mobile, they'll probably ring you, but it'll come from a random number. I think it's a random number. But yeah, I actually was sat eating my dinner the time she rang me, so I actually answered. So, but they do give you a time as well for your interview, whereas the other time they rang me was when the thing weren't coming through. Exactly, yeah. Who answers random numbers? You're lucky if I answer family on phone, never mind random numbers. They go mental at me for it, especially my mother-in-law. She'll ring and ring and ring, and I panic then when I've got like 5 missed calls because she's been doing it a lot recently. But if she's ringing me 5 times, I think it's something wrong. It's not. She just really wants to get in touch with me. And she did it the other week, and it was what shoe size is your son? I just panicked. I thought someone was dying. No, she just wanted Stephen's shoe size. But yeah, I don't because I mute it. It's always on silent because I don't like the distraction while I'm working. Because if it pings and stuff, I will be like that during a session like this. And obviously, as a business coach, you need my full attention. Oh, I need a drink. Anyone got any other questions? Or has everybody going to apply? Or do you want to go through the application and talk through it now? Completely up to you. We've still got 15 minutes. Yes, let me know if you get it as well. Let me know if you get a successful claim. So Mandy has just managed to get hers through £66,000. The biggest claim I've seen that she's got in funding. Yes, Sarah, definitely apply. Like we'll talk another day. It could help with a coach specifically for what you need. So that'd be amazing. Yeah, of course it's okay, Claire. Absolutely fine. I just want everybody to get access to this because, like, for all the people that are eligible, only 1% of people are getting access. I'm assuming it'll gone up because Rachel Beatty, Mandy Nicholson, and myself are all talking about it all the time. So they're probably getting an influx of applications right now. But there is money pots there. There's money there to be claimed and to be had from the government. I mean, like, we pay national insurance and tax, and or you may have in employment or whatever, so you're entitled to get some of that back. Didn't think I could use it for anything until I saw your email the other day, so thank you. Oh, you're so welcome, Sarah. You know me, always happy to help. This is why I sent the email, because it was just a spur of the moment thing, thinking about what I'm going to spend it on and how this could help other people. And the main point of the email was investing it in your business growth, because I'll get a little snippet into my own investment journey. Like, I've been invested in my business for about 4 years. Been in business 9 years, but only about 4 years. And yes, that's helped me grow, but it's also impacted me financially. And this is because I've gone from being scared to invest to then tipping too far over the line and investing in everything, which is just not ideal. So obviously it's not good. So it's made me really think about financial forecasting, business planning, which I've always done business plans anyway for the past 6 years, but no, for the past 4 years. No, 6 years, 6 years instead, actually. 6 years, but it's made me think about where I put the money and putting the money into pots that's actually going to grow the business, because we can learn a course on how to publish a book, but if you're not gonna do the course right now, or I shouldn't have said that, 'cause Claire does a course on this. But if you need to do that and that's going to grow your business, then go pay for that course. But if you're going to go and do a training on social media when you're already smashing it on social media, it's just a waste of time. And I've done this stuff. I've invested in things that I didn't necessarily need, and I guess that's a bit of imposter syndrome. Claire laughing at me. But go and invest in stuff that's going to grow your business. Like, for example, I'm doing the big scary stuff now: Facebook ads, hiring a copywriter, which I've wanted to do for about 2 years, because I love Fiona's work and she's a friend, and I have worked with her, but I want more. I want my whole business audited and copywriting done, so I'm doing it. So yeah, and it just means that I can then, because Access to Work is paying for that, my own profit can build, and I can put the money aside to actually spend on the ads, because obviously I need the ad spend, because Access to Work can't pay for that. So I can do it. That's it. Yes, don't invest if you're not going to implement it. Best advice right there. Because I've done that. I have done that in the past, but I'm really good at implementing. My first business coach, she did us like a little message on cards when she gave us gifts at an event. And one of the things that she put on it was that I'm one of the best like client coach, because you teach me something and I just go and do it. Mandy said it to me when we started doing one-to-one. She said, like, you go and action things really fast. So we did like calls every 2 weeks. I'm like, yeah, I do. I just go and do it because it gets results. I had my initial phone call being asked to get quotes. Your info's been so useful, thank you. I understand support well, work at Element, so much more. They asked me about if I needed equipment within IT systems. Did you discuss this? Yeah, they asked me that, but I didn't need it, so I just said no. Because I've got a laptop. I've got my Remarkable, I've got my phone. It's all I use really. Printer, got a printer. I've got some right gadgets in here. I've got what's it called? A laminator. I use that a lot. I've got a guillotine. They were dead cheap on Amazon. What else have I got gadget wise? Random stuff like my stand for my taking photos. This is brilliant, by the way. 20 quid, I think it was on Amazon, and it's huge. Look at this. Just goes on forever. Like, that's the start of it. Goes on forever. You see what I mean? Easily distracted. Think it was more program than gadgets. Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you need the gadgets, invest in the gadgets, because sometimes it might be that you need a better laptop, for example. I remember one of my first investments as a business coach was this laptop, which was £900, and I dropped it on the floor last week and thought I broke it. I could have cried. Thankfully, it's okay. But it is a big investment, because I've never paid that much for a gadget before. No, never. So yeah. Thank you for joining me though, ladies. I'll stop rabbiting on and let you go and apply, get access to the funding. Oh, do you think I can have help writing copy due to dyslexia? Yeah, definitely. You could put support worker for writing copy and content for your business. And like, I'd recommend Fiona Green for that as well. She's a really good friend. She's my business bestie, and she's the copywriter I'm going to be working with. I'm glad it's been helpful. Thank you so much for joining me, ladies. I've seen Debbie laughing at me a few times, so hopefully I've brightened the morning. And thanks for asking all your questions, ladies. I love it. And yeah, go and get access to some support for your business, because I want people to do it, whether you spend it with me or not. But I am here. if you need me. So I'll see you soon. Bye.